WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Citing new evidence that young adults and teens may be more susceptible to the coronavirus than originally thought, the White House Coronavirus Task Force is issuing new warnings about young people gathering in large crowds. But that warning may not be loud enough to be heard over the sounds of spring break partiers. CBS's Manuel Bojorquez reports from Miami Beach.
This video from Clearwater Beach Monday was a stark reminder spring breakers were not getting the message.
I think they're blowing it way out of proportion. I think it's doing way too much.
If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
Today, there were still beachgoers, but also restrictions. Miami Beach shut down a 1-mile stretch of iconic South Beach, but parts of the shoreline that remain open are still attracting a crowd. This is allowed right now, as long as people are in groups of 10 or less and practicing social distancing. The president asked young people today to reconsider their routines.
They were feeling totally invincible and are feeling that way, but they don't realize that they can be carrying lots of bad things home to grandmother and grandfather and even their parents.
His coronavirus response coordinator, Dr. Deborah Burks, took it a step further.
There are concerning reports coming out of France and Italy about some young people getting seriously ill and very seriously ill in the ICUs.
Some we spoke with are finally beginning to take notice.
I have friends that work at hospitals and they're kind of telling me, and I'm like, oof, like it's just getting bad, but
So yeah. Things are starting to change in your mind.
Yeah, definitely. I probably should have stayed home.
With restaurants along South Beach mostly closed, there are fewer crowds. Young people here and elsewhere may not show symptoms, but they can still carry and spread the virus. Or officials hope by changing their behavior, this group can become the key to stopping it. Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, Miami Beach.
And just tonight, President Trump has signed off on a coronavirus relief package passed by Congress. Alabama Governor Kay Ivey announces a new primary runoff election date amid concerns of the coronavirus outbreak. The new date for the runoff is July 14th. Ivey says poll workers are at high risk as the majority are over 65. The Alabama governor says people standing in line at close contact could possibly help spread the virus. The total number of cases of coronavirus in Alabama is now up to 46. Alabama State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris has been giving regular updates to state leaders during her announcement. Ivey asked residents to take this outbreak one day at a time.
This too shall pass, folks. It truly will pass, but it will only pass by following the doctor's advice, by using a little common sense, and by having some patience.
Alabama Secretary of State John Merrill says anyone concerned about the virus can vote absentee. The runoff was originally supposed to take place on March 31st. For the first time in its 202-year history, Mississippi's legislature has been suspended. Lawmakers have been debating how to close down the session. The House voted yesterday and the Senate made it official this morning. A recommendation by the state health department spurred the decision. Legislators passed a bill to allow local governments, along with school boards, to offer paid leave. Right now, one big concern is how big of a blow will COVID-19 make on the state's budget.
With restaurants shut down, casinos shut down, we don't have any idea of how hard we're going to be hit. We were in good shape, and we'll be in good shape through April. But May and June, you know, the bottom's going to hit. So the closer we get to July the 1st, the better off we're going to be about really projecting what our revenue that we have to spend.
The Speaker of the House and Lieutenant Governor could decide to extend the April 1st gavel and date or bring lawmakers back early. Then lawmakers must pass a budget for the next fiscal year.
Weather-wise, just like spring today, can you believe it? The last full day of winter. A few raindrops on the camera lens there at Durham's Pharmacy in Vernon. You can see the passing clouds. Just a few isolated showers out there earlier today. And now that really has gone away. We still have some cloud cover out there. Breezes from the south, mild temperatures, 71 in Tupelo, 70 in Columbus, and 64 in Winona. A little bit cooler for you, but a widespread 60s and low 70s currently. We're going to do this again tomorrow. 82 degrees, breezy, a chance for a few isolated showers out there. The better rain opportunities Thursday, well back to the northwest with that cold front. That will be in here Friday. That will give us a better opportunity for rain. More coming up.
With limited service and even limited hours in some cities, service industries like restaurants are struggling with uncertainty over the present and the future. Governor Tate Reeves is asking folks to support their local businesses in an attempt to keep them going during this crisis. But as Courtney Ann Jackson explains, that uncertainty is more than some can take on financially for now.
Closing early today because of the whole, COVID-19.
Owner of Campbell's Bakeries and Kraft Donuts, Mitchell Moore, is keeping hours reduced till Friday and then closing indefinitely.
Sunday was a normal day pretty much, and then Monday was half of what we normally do, and yesterday was a tenth of what we normally do. And we start to think to ourselves, we don't have enough money coming in to pay our people.
It was a tough call, but one he thought was in everyone's best interests.
We're going to have to shut it down, and hopefully they can apply for unemployment. It's all up in the air right now, so the uncertainty is kind of the worst part for not only us, but for everybody that works here.
His business interruption insurance can't kick in unless there's an official order for restaurants to close. Governor Tate Reeves addressed the business community in a webcast Wednesday morning.
But let's do everything we can to keep the engine of the economy rolling, understanding that this is unprecedented and challenging.
Reeves has now requested an economic disaster declaration for those businesses impacted by this crisis.
Small Business Administration does have SBA loans for small businesses just for situations such as this.
But Moore says he worries it still won't help his newest location.
It's not necessarily feasible because we had planned out a certain amount of debt and we know that we can make those payments. If we add more payments to it without increasing our business exponentially, it's not a feasible solution for a new business like us.
Courtney Ann Jackson, WCBI News.
The guidance from the governor's office is for small businesses to contact their local emergency management agency to report exact losses and hopefully get this process sped up. Loans of up to $2 million will be available. On the other end of the spectrum, area pharmacies are seeing unusually heavy traffic. Like many other businesses, Chris Pharmacy in Columbus will now be assisting customers by drive-through only. Chris Bonner, owner of the pharmacy, says he has seen about a 30% increase in business since the coronavirus outbreak. Bonner says his team has been working very hard to best assist their customers in a timely manner.
It's been hard on my staff. Yesterday, basically no one had lunch. We got takeout. 2 or 3 of my employees actually got to open it. So like I say, nobody got to eat, and that was from 8 in the morning. Everybody stayed after work just to get caught up.
Bonner has also told his employees to stay home if they are feeling ill. Drive-through testing for COVID-19 has begun at OCH Regional Medical Center. Patients have to have a written order from their healthcare provider. Team members will then approach the patient's car and conduct the test while they're seated in the vehicle. Patients will also be asked a series of questions regarding fever and any recent travel history. Once the test is complete, doctors ask participants to immediately go home and wait for them to call with the results. As the CDC recommends gatherings of 10 people or less, funeral directors are left with questions. Golden Triangle death care industry executives, they met in Columbus today to discuss the dilemma. Lowndes County EMA Director Cindy Lawrence, Coroner Greg Merchant, and Clay County Coroner Alvin Carter, they were also there. The industry is facing many questions as the coronavirus continues to spread across the country. This also means that visitors from different regions of the United States are coming into communities to say a final goodbye to loved ones. The group is seeking more guidance from the state to move forward. In an effort to protect its staff and public, the Tupelo Lee Humane Society is temporarily closing its offices to the public. Now, you can still adopt cats or dogs, but people are being asked to call and make an appointment to see them. Also, those who want to drop off a stray animal, you must call or email the shelter first so staff can determine if the animal can be brought in. The staff is concentrating on animals that have immediate health issues. All right, we're going to send things back over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Keith, some active weather going on in the big state of Texas. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, everything's big in Texas,
That's right.
As they say, big-time storms out there right now north of Dallas, Fort Worth. Hail-producing storms, tornado warnings right now. We do have some showers and storms in the forecast here for Friday. It does not look like we're going to have anything like that, thankfully. Your full forecast is next.
WCBI First Alert AccuWeather Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Spring has sprung, even though today is still winter. Tomorrow, spring officially begins, but we have pollen flying in the air. A little bit of a haze there in that picture right there from Megan, but she is reporting lots and lots of pollen everywhere. You just have to look at your car or the sidewalks. Everything's coated in pollen right now. Spring officially begins tomorrow evening at 10:49. So in about 24 hours, winter is officially over. All right, we have a treat for you tonight. This is Whiskers. Let's bring Whiskers up full screen. This is a chinchilla. Hey, we haven't had one of those yet. Hey, Whiskers, what's up? We've got some clouds in the morning, 67 at 7 a.m., 77 at noon, mostly cloudy. Low 80s in the afternoon. Can't rule out a few isolated showers out there, but notice how we'll bottom out in the 60s, back into the 80s tomorrow. This is for Columbus, but a pretty good idea for just about every other location around here. Wind speeds going up tomorrow as well, 10 to 20 with some higher gusts. So breezy and warm 4-hour day tomorrow. You can see the wind picking up from the south, and that will usher in these warmer temperatures that will be coming our way. So we are expecting many spots to be just like today. Low 80s, mostly cloudy, limited opportunities for some rain. Is it possible? Yes, we may see a few showers out there, maybe a weak thunder shower in the afternoon and early evening, but more or less like today, some of you will get a raindrop or two. Most spots will not. This is our time lapse from Tupelo. Look at our Alpha Insurance camera there. Those clouds moving on in from the west on this breezy Wednesday afternoon and now evening. As we get into tonight and beyond, we are looking at things that will be warm and then transitioning back into some cooler weather by the weekend. We have a frontal boundary developing. Big time storms erupting in Texas tonight. We showed you that going to break. Hail, tornadoes, wind. Still a tornado watch out there. And you can see all the reports here. Hail, wind, tornadoes, funnel clouds. So very active in Texas and Oklahoma. But our rain chances tomorrow will be small. They'll go up on Friday. We will peak on Friday with the front coming our way, the one in Texas now. And then we'll tail things off a little bit for Saturday, but keep the rain opportunities around each and every day going into next week. So I don't think we'll have a lot of rain tonight or tomorrow. But as we get into Friday, that's our best chance here. I think this particular model may be downplaying things. Some of you could get well over an inch of rain depending on how things develop. So Friday, a little bit active for us and some wet weather. We wake up to clouds in 60s tomorrow, back to around the upper 70s by noon, the low 80s in the afternoon. You can see right there just an opportunity on an isolated basis for a shower or storm. Very mild tomorrow evening. If you're going out, should be okay for that. Rain chances and showers, rain and thunder showers return to the region here Friday, and that front will move on through, and you can see the wet weather. Be sure to download the WCBI News app for the latest forecast and, of course, live coverage. And, of course, you can share your pictures and videos. Here's your AccuWeather 7-day forecast. 72 on Friday, 65 Saturday. Most of Saturday should be okay. Those showers should wind down in the morning, but areas of rain will redevelop Sunday to Monday. We'll rebound back to around 80 by next Wednesday.
It's the talk of the town. We have more on how you can protect yourself from the coronavirus when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. In the wake of the continuous spread for the coronavirus, restaurants and other businesses are closing. In tonight's Health Talk with Baptist, we learn more on how you can protect yourself at home to fight against COVID-19.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lee Richardson, and I'm part of the emergency room team at Baptist Memorial Hospital, Golden Triangle. Tonight I want to talk to you about how the coronavirus is spread and what you can do to avoid contracting the disease. The virus is thought to be spread mainly from person to person, between people who are in close contact with one another, within about 6 feet for at least 10 minutes, and through respiratory droplets produced when an infected person coughs or sneezes. These lung droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby or possibly be inhaled into the lungs. They also can land on surfaces and live for several hours. Elderly people, individuals with compromised immune systems, patients with heart disease or liver disease, and patients receiving immune suppressant therapies have a higher risk of contracting the virus and developing more serious medical complications. The best way to prevent illness is to avoid being exposed to the virus. There are many steps you can take to help prevent the spread of many respiratory diseases, including washing your hands. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, especially after going to the bathroom, before eating, and after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol. Other ways you can prevent illness are avoid people who are sick, avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, stay home when you are sick, clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces with a regular household cleaning spray or wipe. Join us next time for Health Talk with Baptist, where we'll discuss the steps that we are taking to protect you and our staff from COVID-19.
Mail your topic suggestions to healthtalk@wcbi.com. Health Talk has been brought to you by Baptist Memorial Hospital Golden Triangle.
The busiest time of year on the diamond has come to a standstill. More on the effects of coronavirus on local sports when we come back.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
In the wake of the coronavirus outbreak and its many cancellations of college athletics, the NCAA has stated that spring sport athletes should receive eligibility relief. However, winter athletes most likely won't receive that same treatment. CBS Sports insider John Rothstein reporting that sources are saying eligibility relief is unlikely for any winter athlete whose season was cut short. The NCAA has not set an official timeline for a final eligibility decision. Following the official shutdown of the remainder of the SEC athletics season, SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey hosting a teleconference. Sankey saying that the conference is remaining full steam ahead, saying that the situation is fluid and anything may change at a given moment. Sankey also says the SEC continues to plan for media days in Atlanta in July, as well as they plan to have a full football season in the fall. The coronavirus has abruptly brought all sports to a halt. While cancellations and postponements are necessary to stopping the spread, the standstill could impact the future of current high school athletics, trying to earn a spot at the next level. The week of March 16, 2020 should have been the start to the 5th week of the college baseball season and the 7th for college softball. Instead, once packed bleachers are now bare. Diamonds remain untouched and no recruiting is allowed throughout Mississippi.
Have sweated. We have put them through a lot of hard work, and they were coming around and they knew they were going to be pretty good, and it hurts their feelings and hurts, it's just a tough situation. Due to growing concerns for coronavirus, many conferences like the NCAA and the National Junior College Athletic Association have put restrictions on athletic departments. Those restrictions include recruiting bans until at least April 15th. According to an NJCAA memo obtained by WCBI, coaches cannot travel in or out of state for prospective athletes, coaches cannot recruit in person, and prospective athletes cannot visit campus. The only contact that is allowed is over the phone or by email. Even if coaches could recruit in person, it wouldn't matter. The Mississippi High School Athletics Association adding another barrier, suspending practice and competition until March 29th.
We have some guys that were still trying to fight for a spot to get on a college roster, and now there's no way for those guys to get recruited.
I talked to coaches and they said, well, we want to see her, how she bats this year. She had too many strikeouts last year. Other than that, thought she was a great player, but they wanted to see her. Well, is 11 games enough? Good news delivered by the NJCAA and the NCAA. Players won't lose a year of eligibility due to the coronavirus outbreak. However, that could have major implications for available roster spots and for kids who haven't committed to a school in the fall. Probably have to be larger rosters, maybe a few more scholarships after, but any sophomore that wants to stay, I will probably honor them. Much of this is still subject to change. The MHSAA will meet on March 29th to reassess the current statewide competition and practice suspension. The NJCAA and NCAA will address the recruiting ban come April 15th. EMCC Athletic Director Sharon Thompson did share some advice for any high school athlete that is concerned about their chances of being recruited. Thompson recommended student athletes to film themselves practicing or compile any film they currently have playing and send that to schools and coaches they might be interested in. That's it for sports. We'll be right back.
Daytime drama fans, time to set those DVRs again. Today's episode of Young and the Restless that was preempted by the president's press conference. It will air overnight tonight at 1 a.m.
Weather-wise, we have some warmer weather again for our Thursday, low 80s, cooler 70s Friday, a chance for some rain and storms there. Morning shower Saturday, a lot of that goes away, so I think a good chunk of our Saturday will be okay, just cooler as we get into your weekend. 60s return, lows into the upper 40s. More rain and storm possibilities next week, but spring officially here tomorrow, Scott, at 10:49.
And hopefully that rain will wash away all the nasty pollen.
We need that to happen.
Ugh. All right, thanks, Keith. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.